I want to talk about 2020. I want to talk about the new era that is approaching. I want to talk about how everything is changing for the better. How not only the earth is changing and the weather's changing and everything else is changing, but we're changing also as well from the inside. And that's what I want to talk about, is that how our physiology, our structure, our cells, our DNA is actually changing inside, just as this earth is changing from outside. For example, we have 12 strands of DNA. For years, scientists have called the other 10, I'm sure you heard, junk DNA. Okay, so we have 12 strands of DNA, but we only use 2. It's because we weren't ready, people. We weren't ready as a collective consciousness. We weren't prepared consciously to progress up to the 12. So we're starting, there's DNA inside of us that are firing off, that are building from the 2. But what do you think Atlantis was, and these ancient high-tech civilizations that existed? They were way above and beyond us. So realize that we're changing from the inside, and this is a wonderful opportunity to progress forward and to start thinking differently. You know, this is all in divine planning. This is all happening for a reason. And the reason why we're changing, it has to do with the sun and the frequencies that are coming into our atmosphere from the sun and outer space and the planets and everything else. So, you know, for example, if you want to, you know, a lot of people just think inside this little tiny box right here. And that's okay, because that's how you're programmed to think from your little child. You're brainwashed. You're programmed to not be creative, to not use your own brain, to be distracted, to be on your phone, the TVs, the media, the news. It's all deflections to distract you from yourself. It's distractions to you for reaching within inside of yourself. As long as you're distracted and all this and that, you're not powerful, people. So back to where I was going with this, is that the frequencies are changing us. It's changing the planet, it's changing the animals, it's changing humans. We're going from a carbon-based structure to a crystalline structure. There's a third eye in here. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about it. You know, he's all into this stuff with the brain and everything else. But from ancient civilizations, all ancient cultures around the world, they all have the third eye. It's you know, it's what society has been trying to suppress all along. I mean, look at the dollar bill with the pyramid with the eye on it. I mean, they're laughing at you for Pete's sake. That's the connection to source, the creator, the universe. That's your vision, that's the creativity, that's the downloads, that's the activations, that's everything. When you meditate and you get in touch with yourself and activate the third eye and all your chakras, your life will change. But back to the frequency, how we're changing. You know, I talk to my friends and different people, and everyone's life is changing. It can be stressful, you know, because things are falling apart, but things have to fall apart and collapse and crumble for new systems and new ways and positive and better ways to life to be born. New communities, new everything can grow and be replaced. You know, there's a lot of archaic systems that we're still using in this modern day world, which doesn't even make sense, like the school system and all that. I mean, it's archaic. They haven't changed a bit. I mean, they didn't teach us about ancient civilizations. They didn't teach us about anything. Of course not. They don't want you to know about all that. The politicians, the people, the elite who run the world, they know the secrets to the universe, people. We don't. It's been hidden from us. I mean, I have a lot of information running through me, so I always bounce back and forth, but I'll get back to how we are changing as a whole collective. Now, everyone's life is changing. They're starting new careers, or they quit their job, or they went through this, or they broke up with this person because it wasn't serving them any good. You know, they actually got some confidence. They're moving forward with positive progression. It's a beautiful thing. And that's what this frequency is doing. It's a purging of the earth. It's a purging of humans. It's shaking out all that dense negative emotions and energy. We're releasing it all. But how we change is that sun is information, light is information. Solar flares come through and change the frequency, and it affects us. So it changes our physiology, our DNA, our cells, and everything else. To make sense of this, you could look at the Schumann's resonance. Like I said, the Earth is a living, breathing being, just as we are. The Schumann resonance is a radio chart that reads the frequency and the vibration of Earth. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, so it measures that. The Earth vibration was at a certain frequency, 7 point something, for a long time. I'm not totally sure on the exact digits, but you could look it up. And now it's just at an extreme high reading where it's never been. And it actually shows you these impacts and solar flash and light information that's raising the frequency from the Earth, therefore changing the makeup of us and the makeup of Earth and the plants and the animals and everything else. And this is a new era where it's helping us raise our consciousness as human beings. It's the process of evolution, and it's a beautiful thing. This is the most exciting time to be alive in eons. You know, the dark beings, there's many out there in politics and in this world that have some sick, fucked up agendas that they've been using human beings to fulfill their dark plans, their own selfish agendas and greed and money and all this stuff, but they're failing big time, people, because with this new energy, it's impossible for the dark to survive. It's just science. They can't. You have to realize this is a wonderful opportunity that we have to progress and manifest our visions and our realities. The energy is on our side now, people. So take advantage of this. I know this is a lot of new information for people, but if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, you know, please comment below. This year is a new year. I am so grateful, and it is so good to be alive, baby. People, I love you. Aura BLUE44. This is only the beginning. It's just getting started. Love you, people. Peace.